All right, so my name is Sivers III. We're here for another one of our talks, and today we have the lovely Paula. You've seen her anywhere from Soca, Monarch, Kadooman, hosting, event planning, promoting. She's a bubbly personality all over the place. Like Punka.
Like Punka for real.
But she is a true spirit. I love her art. I love the way that she presents people's
you.
brands and people and personalities. So when I had people I wanted to talk to about this album, she was definitely on top of my list.
Thank you.
So thanks for being here.
I'm happy to be here.
I appreciate it.
Exciting is new for me.
Yeah.
I was like, what qualifies me?
Nah,
there was nobody else. So that was, you know what I say?
I think people just fall in love with your personality, man.
Thank you.
And then I think you, no matter what you do, no matter how busy you are, I will testament to this. She always takes time to be like, all right, look, I'm gonna give this my full attention at this time.
Yeah.
Just bear with me. Yeah, and I appreciate that.
Yes.
You know?
So I dropped it in the Google Calendar. I took a listen. I loved it.
Thank you.
And now we're here. And I got my little questions.
All right.
I got my little notes and my little questions.
So you take over? All right.
This is where I take over?
Cool.
So me, I'm a little type A. So I have my little stuff in here by song title.
Cool.
And I got my little notes and my little questions. But obviously we could just go anywhere.
I don't. I like that order.
We could go anywhere. So apparently I listened to the album backwards.
That's fine.
And it's not his fault. I got the track list and I just did what I wanted to do anyways. And I started with Forever.
Yeah, okay.
And my first song I wrote down.
Roshi actually singing
I love Roshi down.
Roshi.
A vocalist.
You know
what? She's the vocalist I am when I've had 2 Hennessy's. That's exactly how I hear myself.
That's really confident setting.
Yes. The first thing I wrote down, I love this production. And I am not gassing you. I remember thinking, what if I don't like it? What will I go and say? Yes. And I was like, okay, good, I don't need to worry about that. I literally love how it sounds.
Forever, produced by Mad Mixie. You can hear me say that a lot during this whole talk. But we wanted something that sounded like a sexy Mexican, like Spanish guitar kind of vibe. We wanted something that just like you could move to it, you could kind of slow dance to it. But I wanted it to feel very somber because the story of the song Forever is about those moments where you locked in with this person, but they might have friends or they might have family or situations in their life that you might not be too keen on.
Yeah.
But you see, one of my favorite quotes recently is being in love is not about winning or losing. It's about being on the same team when things are rough. You know what I mean? And that was a testament to this song in the sense of like, it's this person who, because sometimes I don't always write from my perspective. I would write from the perspective of like my friends or people around me that are going through stuff.
Yeah.
But it was just really about that point where all of us have been in a relationship. It's like, you know what? Like, I love this person, but there's just these little things that I'm not sure about or I can't get over. But then at the same time, you don't want to be like a control freak. You don't want to be like, get rid of your friends or get rid of this person. This person ain't good for you because we as people, we still got kind of give each other the grace to figure that out.
Exactly.
And be like...
And grow together, but also grow apart. Not growing apart, but grow while you're apart kind of thing. But when you were describing the sound, I was doing all that animated stuff because my second note is, this feels like it belongs on a sexy time playlist. It just feels good and it feels like you want to experience it with somebody else.
Yeah.
So I was like, so apparently I am good at listening.
Hey,
okay. The other thing that I wrote down is for the girlies like me who require some reassurance. There is a line in there. I promise I'll keep you in my arms even when you're bugging out. And that was such a bar. Like, I don't be hearing good, but I think that's the line.
That's it.
And it just feels like, you know how people say you come into the situation and you don't expect somebody to babysit your self-esteem? Like Cat Williams was like, it's the esteem of your MF self. So nobody can think. But obviously we all need reassurance, right? And that line just made me think a lot about that. Was that the intention when you put it in there?
Yeah, I think we are into this counter rejection culture in the sense of like, if this person does this, I'm done. Like walking away.
Yeah.
But it's like I think what really makes relationships important is like being able to. I mean, I'm a big offender of that in my prior years too. But I had to kind of learn that like sometimes it's not always about me. Yeah. Sometimes the reaction isn't about me. Yeah. You know what I mean? We gotta realize that our partners are people who go into the world with their own jobs, their own occupation, their own families, their own traumas, and then you kind of are their safe space to unpack. Not necessarily their therapist, but you still are some sort of like voice that they bounce opinions off of. Or, yo, babe, should I do this? Or should I wear this? Or should I, me and my friend going through this thing? Yeah. You know what I mean? And sometimes that comes with stress, and sometimes that comes with like trauma or egos. But really and truly, it's just separating yourself from the situation and being like, look, this is how I feel about it. You could do what you want to do, but this is my advice to you because I love you, because I care about you, you know? And just kind of being able to let it go. Because I find a lot of us aren't able to let it go. You know, we hang on to.
Do you want it to work or do you want to be right?
So Lauryn Hill has this thing about there's a difference between being right and righteous. I could be right, but it may not be righteous in what I'm doing. And I could be righteous, but it may not be right for the situation. And Lauryn Hill's one of my favorite rappers of all time, by the way. So yeah, it's kind of like that. It's just like, and this song was like an ode to that old 2000s R&B song too. You know, it's like very mixed with like, you know, the auto-tune vocals, like has very like T-Pain, but then the guitar is so smooth. Yeah. And, you know, and then Rochelle just coming in and killing it too. Yeah. It just feels like a duet in a sense.
Yes, yeah. This is one of the ones I listened to like twice, I think maybe a third time. Something about it, I just wanted to feel it more. Not hear it more necessarily, you know. Feel it more. It was something that I could really, really feel. That's when I had to go and borrow some headphones. So if you don't have anything else to say about Forever, I can go into the next track.
Yeah.
Right, cool. So actually, I had another question here.
Go.
This song made me think about this question. When you have a little crazy to deal with, how do you handle her crazy?
I think, for me, my answer is just going to be from my perspective, right?
Yes.
As artists, I think we come factory set as crazy. So it's kind of easy to see it in the other person when you already coming from that space.
The whole mad genius thing, right? And creativity and being different.
I would say if I was a person that was not a creative and you might not understand the energy that person might come from, maybe they just have like a very like out there personality.
Yes.
I think it's about letting each person do their own thing. Like you're still Sivers and you're still Paula, but when we come to our thing, it's something completely different. Yeah. I think what happens sometimes is that people try to be like, my color is yellow and I want enough yellow in this. And the other person is, my color is blue and I want enough blue in this painting. But y'all together might be a red or a different color completely differently. And I think relationships is about kind of figuring out what are the unity things and what are the separate things. Because like I did a lot of research for this project in terms of like talking to couples therapists and kind of going through like the stages of like relationships and what kind of makes them feel, talking to a lot of people, like just doing social experience. I'll put up things on my and all this party rollout. Like I would put up like questions on my status and I would get so much people I find like people, when it comes to relationships, everybody has their own opinion, and that's what I like about it, because it's like you could kind of find a little bit of yourself. But I would say allow your partner to be crazy, man. Just sometimes you gotta be alone for the ride, and then sometimes it gotta be the person to just put the firm hand on your shoulder. All right, look, you just
we don't want a firm hand here and there.
10. We might need a 7 for this scenario, you know. Yeah.
Okay, so the next one I listened to was Hey There. And again, I wrote down, I just love this production. Yeah. And by that point, even though I'm listening backwards, I was like, there's a common theme coming out.
Yeah.
right? And it was a lot about being in someone's arms. I was hearing that a lot coming through. And it made me write down, is physical touch your love language?
That's so funny, yeah?
Yeah.
That's not even like a correlation, but yeah, it is. Wow.
Yeah.
Already master connector. This is the iceberg. The iceberg is Sivers the third. But yeah, the thing about Hey There is like there was a period of time where I was locked into Juice WRLD's music. Just like that punk, rock, rap, collaborative genre that he created.
Like a fusion.
You know what I mean? Rest in peace before he passed away. And I really wanted to like create a similar sound because I just loved, because I grew up loving like that rock era, like Linkin Park and Green Day and Three Doors Down and like I always love when rock and rap collide because you know like you could go Linkin Park, Jay-Z, you know what I mean, like collaborative records like that. So when I heard Juice stuff, I was like, okay, he sings, but he would be in radio freestyles rapping for like 30 minutes, and that's me. I am a rap guy. I love freestyles. I love rapping. So yeah, it was kind of like an ode to that sound. And then it's like it's a really like even if the rating of it like takes little bits of other songs and their inspiration, but like you know, Hey There Delilah or
I heard that,
the Cardigans, Justin Bieber, like that kind of like pop R&B.
Yeah. What type of music are you listening to at sexy time? This is what you make for us. What were you making? What were you listening to?
I would say a lot like 2000s R&B, Fantasia, Keisha Cole, D'Angelo. I might got the time lanes off. Remember, it's still youngin', so I mean I got the times off. But like, I feel like everything in the same era to me, right? But somebody may comment saying, "Nah, bro, that was 90s, bro. That was 2000s." But yeah, like that was the sort of R&B I go to or I gravitate towards, especially when I'm with a person in my element with her. Like I definitely listen to that sort of music. And then,
is it weird to play your own music?
My partner's like playing my music. I think it's so weird listening to your own voice in it. Like, it's kind of weird. I think it's kind of weird. I feel like it's such too much of a self thing.
Yeah.
But being in my head, I was like, maybe it's me. You know?
Yes.
But yeah, that's the music I gravitate towards, man. Like Floetry, Jill Scott, Lauryn Hill. Again.
Did you say Maxwell? Yeah.
Maxwell. You know.
Yeah.
Lloyd. If you want to go for the younger.
Yes. Yeah.
That's just me on general moods too. Like R&B has always been something that just kind of sits in my life the same way that hip hop sits in my life.
Yeah. I don't normally like to like box people in, but I was listening and thinking, this is so R&B. You feel like such an R&B crooner as I listen to this. But then as I got further on, like the rapper came out.
Sure.
The rapper certainly came out.
I think this project is like short, but it's a healthy balance of like both of my what I've been doing like before, because like I only started introducing singing into my tracks like fairly recently. You know what I mean? But
you sound good, by the way.
Thank you. And I started off singing for the most part, like just in love with like reggae too. You know, like reggae music and like the tones of like the R&B from that era. So. It just came full circle that I felt comfortable with putting back in my track. My producer mix it all the time, like, bro, you just need to sing, though. Like, you sound good. Like, just put that in there, you know? So, they get him for always kind of having that creative direction of pushing me to come up with the box, too. You know?
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, good. So, I'm ready to go to the next one.
Got you.
All right, we're flowing through. And I listened to I Need You next. And it's interesting that we're having this conversation about Mixie telling you to sing. I wrote down, I love the vocals in this one.
Yeah.
I love the vocals in I Need You. The music, again, just fire. At this point, I still think it's a sexy time playlist. And then I wrote, I need a lyric video immediately.
So I Need You was produced by Minim. And Minim, in hip-hop field in Barbados, he is like one of the guys that put it in. Even in music in general, across the genres. But Minim had actually sent me this beat like 4 years ago. And I instantly loved it. But it was like, you ever had to listen to something so good that you just don't know what to do with it? I listened to that instrumental almost every day for like 4 years, just like, yo, what am I gonna do with this? Like, cause like I don't want to rap on it. I don't think it's a rap vibe. I think this is like an Afro R&B swing kind of song. Yeah. And I've never done anything like that before. And I don't want to be like that person that like does something that's not me. How do I do Afro beats that sounds like
authentic.
Me? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess big up Lee Phillips as well. Because like me and Lee was working on a few songs because we actually had a whole project called Sucks to Be You. And we were working on these tracks for that. And this kind of was in the middle of that. So I kind of figured out how to write that song in making that project. So yeah, I Need You was just about like that part of the relationship where you're certain that this is the person you want to be with. And it's very like serenading her kind of vibe, like giving her flowers and understanding like what the person situation, like when they're like working, they might be a working girly, you know, that got her own situation, and how do you kind of intersect in there? Because like even in that song, like the writing was very much like, yo, I'm not here to change you. I'm here to kind of be a part of whatever you got going on. You know what I mean?
You had Little Spoon energy.
Crazy. But man, it's one of those songs that like it's really just about, even with the video I did we have for this, it's supposed to be like a karaoke vibe. Like you want your partner go to watch karaoke, and you get up and you start singing the song to her. Yeah. And like everyone around is like, oh, you know, it's like that's what we're trying to. I want to be an extra so bad. That's what we're trying to shoot that video. You can come along.
Yes, like a cameo.
Yeah, it's gonna be vibes, man.
There's a lyric I was trying to pick up though until the video comes. Something about sloppy nights after every corporate function. Did I hear that right?
Yeah, sloppy nights at every corporate function. So I was talking about someone that I was talking to in the past, like, you know, like her job was like very taxing. So you know what I mean? Like after like working all these long hours, you know what I mean? Obviously you like walk home and drink something. Yeah. So like it's kind of like an ota, like, and then I just like putting things inside the songs that just be like, I never heard that before.
Exactly,
you know what I mean? Exactly. Because it's like it makes the song feel personal to the person and the like moment that you're living in. Yeah. You know what I mean? Even like another line in there that I love is something along the lines of like, all men are bones, like dogs. So I kind of use a variation of that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So.
Did you write everything on this album?
Yes. Do you have even the singing parts? No, just me. I wrote all the singing parts, all the raps. Yeah. Artistic direction and how I want things to flow. Yeah. The production, I leave that to producers, but in terms of like how the songs are laid out. Yeah, I write everything.
Do you ever produce too?
No. I try mixing out mastering, and for me, I got the patience. Yeah. You know, I tried chopping it up, making beats. You know, like I think all hip hop heads go through that part where you try to mix it yourself. You know, but I just realized very slowly that as much as I love it, it's not for me. I'm more of a sample person. Like if you play me something, so I got a song called Bamsey on my 12 Days project, and it has a sample from a old Barbados TV series. So the song goes, every time she come down here, she looking so good. And when I heard that, I was like sampling that. And then it's like, wait. I was like, bro, that gonna be so hard. And then it worked out because we got a song called Bamsey. And I actually want more stream songs. So sometimes I would hear something and be like, we making a song with that. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When someone inspires the song and it comes out, do you let them know it was about them?
Songs for her, don't listen to me. I feel like, you know, like who does that, you know? Like how do you go and tell your ex-girl, like, I wrote a song about you. Yeah. Don't watch that. No.
Has anyone ever reached out and said, I feel like that was about me?
I mean, it probably will after this project. For sure. It probably might. But I'll be making everything.
Really?
I'll be making everything.
So I guess be editing this part out.
Nah, we keep everything. We keep everything. Yeah. Nah, I mean, I think it's like that's reality. I think that's the I won't say contract, but the unspoken rule of dating the artist. Yeah. He might end up with some.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I write a little bit of poetry, and you write what you know is what we always say in the writing community. Yeah. So every experience is material, while maintaining privacy, of course.
Yeah, 100%.
But you are my muse while you are in my life.
I think that's the thing about like poets, right? And like music too. Like you try to write, from your perspective. Yeah. But then you want to write it in a way that someone might pick it up and be like, yo, I feel this. I've felt this exact thing that you're saying here. You know?
It's like it resonates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think all guys could, like, that moment when you just see that girl and you're just like, wow.
I would love to know that I was a muse for somebody's song, though. I would want to be told. I want somebody to tell me, you know what, verse 2, that was you. Put it on and think about me.
But what if it's not, like, positive, though?
What
if it's toxic? You know? What if
you know
what if it was a electric verse, you know?
My ex. I love that song anyway. But I would just be like, you know what? But you remember me, though. It was an experience.
Wow.
There's a little toxicity in all of us.
Yep.
So the next one that I listened to was Purdy. Love that name, by the way.
Yeah, Purdy. That Nico out of LA produced that song. Okay. I had met Nico at like a songwriting manager convention thing. And we exchanged information. He sent me a bunch of stuff. Yeah. And he's like, bro, like, the other stuff he did was cool, but this one is the one that we're going with. Yeah. So he sent me back, like, because he was just like, yo, I like what you saying. I can add in like an airplane noise, like, landing in the background of it, just for the context what you talking about. Because like, when they said coast to coast, he was thinking of me, oh, LA to that. I was like, no, I mean, like, in Barbados, we got different coasts, so like east to west coast, like a drive kind of thing. And one of the things about this songwriting on here, I wanted it to make it very like very warm and very like kind of like, again, going back to the whole serenading thing, like the whole concept of just understanding that you're not in control of this person. You just come to their space, you know? Yeah. Even the whole ancestors led me to your star so I could bask inside your warmth. So I just want to keep it burning. You know what I mean? Like the rating is very poetic.
Bar for bar. Yeah. I was loving it. I wrote, Chat GPT could never. That is what I wrote down.
Well, yeah.
And the line that was one of my favorites, just hold me closer when you feel like I be slipping from your arms, because I ain't never loved like this.
Not that you say the love language touch thing, and then you listen to these lyrics, and I'm like, yo,
you're almost every song you letting a person know, I need to be held, and I want to hold you. It was so good. I wrote down, I think you wrote this one while in love.
Pretty? I definitely the person at the time, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Pretty was one of those songs where you have to meet somebody and it just clicked, like just makes sense. You just feel comfortable. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's warm here. It's comfortable here.
It's safe.
Yeah, and you always like, I feel like too, I don't want to say as men, but as men, like you go in the world, you fight so many different battles, but then to just come home and know that this person is just like your peace, or the person that could just kind of, you can vent about your day too, and there's no like repercussions to that. Yeah, I think that's something that we all want out of the relationship. Yeah. You know what I mean? To be able to be like, babe, you believe Judy from did this to me, or I had such a great day.
James from accounts.
Today was the best day ever. I hit all my goals. You know, I think we all want that person to share that space.
And be a safe space to land.
Yeah.
A safe course to land.
You know what I mean? And there's no like judgment or misunderstanding. If there is quickly cleaned up. Yeah.
So that's what you were feeling. Do you feel like every time you were in love, a song came out of it?
In retrospect, yeah. Because I wrote this project over the course of a couple of years. So I think when you go through different things, I am always a person that tries to remember the positives in scenarios. Not that I don't acknowledge the mistakes I made. Because the project clearly acknowledge it, but it's like, I just feel like sometimes people always remember the bad things. And there has to be a reason why you was initially into this person. Yeah. I mean, even if they ended up being toxic in the end, I think you gotta look at these things as like lessons, in the sense that like, all right, you know what? that was who it was at the time, and I learned what I did for that scenario, and I loved it any way that I could love at that time. But I gotta move on. You know what I mean? And I think that's the hard part of love, that we don't really get like romanticized. We will always talk about the breakup. We'll always talk about the falling in love. We always talk about being together, but we never really talk about the letting go aspect of like, you know what, this person's life has to continue. My life has to continue, and how hard is that?
Yeah. Love it. Love Purdy. I couldn't choose a favorite, but Purdy came pretty close. Pretty close. And then we came to Saturday. I wrote again, I love this song. And I wrote down, it's just freedom in a jar with a sick rap. Do people still say sick? I don't know. But the rap was something. Did you say to yourself, I need to remind people that I'm a rapper?
Yeah, so...
Because that's what it felt
like. This, you know, such as...
Hello.
He was there. He was
Hello.
there. You had to be there.
And I got no notes, by the way.
You had to be there. So honestly, we did Saturday. I just wanted to be... There was a period of time in life where I believed that I could not be in a relationship because it would mean that I wasn't taking music seriously enough.
Okay.
So I would be in scenarios like talking to people, dating people, and I would cut those things off, telling myself like, oh, nah, like I gotta focus on this. I can't offer my heart on a plate. I gotta be this person because I need to be like, I coming from Barbados, I rapping. I gotta put 2,000% more effort in than everybody else because this is not the genre that people listen to here. It's not soca, it's not R&B, it's not dancehall. So if I'm gonna do this, I need to be locked in. You know what I mean? And obviously, you could see where that'd be a problem with somebody else involved, where it's like they want to hang out, they want to do things, they deserve parts of your attention. But for me, I was just like, nah, I need to make this work. I need to figure this out. I need to learn this business. I need to become a better rapper. I need to be a better singer. I need to learn the business of this. I need to put together my team. But it's like, again, along me. The song, if there's another alternate title to the song, it was me. Me. This is what this song was about. The selfishness of like self-love sometimes, you know.
The selfishness of self-love.
I can't remember the bar, but it's like it's in there where it kind of like, I too focused on what I'm doing to offer my heart on a plate. Because like I got too much people invested in this. You know what I mean? As an artist that's been doing it so long, it's like my team was my team since university. So it's like that's 2017. People like putting time and energy and money and effort into this thing that I'm doing. I feel like it would be selfish of me to be in love or be distracted or not give time to this like I should. I mean, obviously, I get older and I realize that's hogwash.
But
like,
I mean, if we were in
truth to it, there's truth to it. But
judge someone who said, "I'm going to law school, I'm locking in, and I'm not dating." We wouldn't judge somebody who was at medical school who was like, "I'm dating, but casually." So it goes under the umbrella of taking creativity and the business of it seriously. I get it. I get it. You weren't right, but I get it.
I think, and that's the great thing about that song too, is like. And it also, the other half of it just captures late nights in Barbados, like Oyster's or Second Street, going around, like, because again, visuals. So the visual for this is a group of guys and a group of girls who go out on town and just grab something to eat, grab something to drink, girls night out, you know what I mean? You get together, you kiki, you cacao, your girls, and you guys get together, we talk about what else. Don't mind guys would never say, but we kiki, cacao just in my own way,
I know. Y'all
we just don't, we don't say it like that. We just like, you would just say something like,
reason with the boys.
You hear what that's sport here. You know what I mean? But like we all do it in our own ways. And it's just time to like catch up. There's like a social element too of like nightlife in Barbados. Like we do have bars, but our culture is limes.
Yeah, for sure.
We pull up with a group of people, and we don't care who else wrong. We there with 10 people.
Yeah.
And if we laugh loud or we talk too loud, that's them business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that is Barbadian people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that song is like the accomplishment of that. Like you get up, you dress nice, you go out. You're not necessarily dressing for anybody. You're just dressing because you want to feel good about yourself. You want put on your favorite clothes or put on your favorite color or put on your favorite lipstick or whatever. You know what I mean? This is one of the songs that I didn't really only rate it from like my perspective. I just rate it as a citizen's perspective. Like, what is like being in Barbados at night? I mean, and this was like before COVID, when it would be like out a lot. 2017, 2018, like promoting parties at McBrade's, because that was something I did too. And yeah, that was just like an ode to that time.
A rapper promoter.
Yeah.
Stereotype.
Rapper promoter, chef.
Oh, here breaking hearts for the music.
Nah, I ain't no rapper. I was born late.
You barely said it.
I was born late, but
I saw the conviction
you know,
from
Scorpios already got bad track records. You know, as the same ways, you know. So I try to like stay away from that stereotype, you know.
You into astrology too? Like I don't know a lot about it.
Not really. It's just like I just find it like kind of funny how people be like, you know, Scorpios are so toxic.
I find it all very
Geminis are so like two-faced. You know what I mean? Like it's so interesting just to hear. So like for me, it's just a thing on the side. I wouldn't say I'm into it.
Yeah.
I'm aware of the slander.
Yes.
Yeah, you gotta be aware of the slander. What sign are you?
I'm a Capricorn. I don't hear much about it.
I never hear that about it.
Sweet.
I never hear that about Capricorn. Got some in comments that gonna be like, no, my last Capricorn's the worst. Capricorn's worse.
You talk about it feeling like nighttime in Oystins and a lot of Barbadiana. And before the camera started rolling, you told me about all the Bajan creatives you work with on this project. Like, how important is it to you for like your Bajanness, your Barbadianness?
I mean, it's just like, no matter what you do, like, it will always be, even if the music isn't directly like steel pan and I'm other side, like, I find how you present the art is also a reflection of Barbados too. So like, the production done by Mixie, the engineers, local as well, minimum. I feel we got like this kind of like dirty thing when you say local. Even when we was talking about the whole international sounding thing, but it's like really and truly like you could be local of something, but still present a certain quality.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And if you look into this production, bar none, I don't think there's any beat on here that Mixie or Minimum produced that you can't hear on the radio.
I can't hear it charting. And again, I'm not gassing you up. If I didn't think so, I would just not say it. We would just like talk about us being here in paint and it's cute. I really felt like I could wake up and hear it on, is BET still a thing?
Like, 106 on part.
No, 106 on part or something. It is so good. And I hope people receive it well.
Yeah, you know, like, the thing is, like, we always have a song when we make the projects. Like, this can be the song. But the people has always picked the songs. So this time around, we got, each of us on the team got our own favorite song.
Yeah.
And we just let it flow. Funny enough, a lot of people on my team are Carmarians.
Big up we up and on.
You know what I mean? So it's like, it just kind of ended up that with my manager, Carmarian.
We're awesome people to keep around.
Yeah. And resourcefulness, you know, nepotism sometimes, you know.
It works. I actually have written down, this is not about a late night drive, is it? But apparently it kind of is. I was like, am I missing a double entendre here?
The music feels that way though.
But it feels like a late night drive.
It has all those, like the production with the synth and the pops in there. The piano, the overlay. Like my producer's son. Because originally when he did this beat, every time this beat come on, he would get super excited when he was younger.
Yeah.
And it was like, Mix, he tell you this song's a hit, you know, because I love this song. And he was like, we always let this joke where after me, like, it is a hit song.
But you know, it's not a joke. Like, my background, first and foremost, communications, advertising. You know, back in the day, you used to test advertising on kids and jingles. Because if I was just telling a friend yesterday, if they pick it up immediately, it's usually going to resonate well with people of all ages. So just so you know, you cut my boy his chest. Cut Mixie's son his chest. He was part of the testing process.
You got that 1% ready credit. You got sure you get 8 points, man. But yeah, man, we would play this record even before I wrote anything to it, and I was just like, we can make this. Because again, like I always just come with the idea, and Mixie would just go off on the production. So like we wanted something that feel like late nights in Barbados, man. And just driving around different spots and taking it in.
And it felt like that. It felt like that. And then I listened to Sumi. You don't want to be a queen. You want to be a concubine. I wrote ... Who hurt you? Who weren't you?
I laughed about it, no, but I was so angry. Honestly, when I wrote that song, again, not all aspects of love is beautiful flowers and pretty. Like, that song was just a little argument that me and one Maxis had. And I feel like, again, it came from the same space of, I believe I should be locked into this thing. And she believed that I was too locked into this thing and I need to like be easier on myself. But the thing about grace is, right, you would tell yourself that the person you should have the most grace for is yourself.
Yeah.
But it doesn't always work that way,
it
you know?
Doesn't.
Like we kind of have these complexes of, I can speak for me now. I have to prove that this makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't necessarily want the admiration from the world, but it gotta make sense for me.
Yeah.
You know? And she'd always be like, why are you so hard on yourself? Like, you know, just do it and make it work. And if it doesn't work, you try again. Yeah. You know, and I just felt like at the time I wasn't in a space to receive that. So we would always have a lot of tension of it. Like conversations, arguments. You know what I mean? And then if you listen to the song, it's like a self-expert. Like the first verse is just literally like you having this person. And the thing about the argument perspective is they wrote it in a way that either a woman or a man could sing these lyrics to each other and feel what it was trying to say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wish you well, you know, farewell, mon ami, you know what I mean? Like, just like, just this kind of like, all right, you know what, like, don't you in this, you know, you can argue with yourself.
Yeah.
And then the second verse, I kind of wrote it like an old 90s, like 2000, I would say not 80s, because that'd be like a Rick James kind of a, because you want to go like break it down, sugar, you just wanted, we just needed quality time. Because I feel like a lot of these issues, and that was kind of like retrospect for the situation. I feel like afterwards, I look back to that and I was like, yo, we could have just talked this out and this would have been.
Yeah.
But I was so locked
in. But hindsight is 2020.
Yeah, you don't ever know in the moment. When you're angry and you vex.
Yeah. You don't stand up a drone and be like, let me see what I was thinking then. No.
And then it's also a thing of just like, you know, each of us had a very strong set of friend groups. So her friend group would be like, nah, girl, she can't be talking to you. Like, you the da-da-da. And my friend group would be like, forget she be. You know what I mean? She ain't really going the truth, you know what I mean? Like, and then they're just like, I feel like a lot of things, you just could have just removed everybody from that situation.
Yeah. Sense. And locking together. I was talking to somebody recently, again, because as you said earlier, like, everybody is talking about love and relationships because it's a very common experience, right? And I was telling them the conversations you need to be having with your partner, you tend to be talking to somebody else first. Like, I got a favorite cousin, and before I have a difficult conversation, trust and believe she's my human GPT. Like, I telling her bar for bar, but maybe you need to go to your person with the raw emotions and flesh it out first. But easier said than done.
I think we all kind of want to operate from a space of not hurting the person. Yeah. But you know what's crazy? The more couples, the older couples I talk to about like relationships, they will always tell me, yeah, so we just fight. We got times where we just argue about a bowl in the sink or a garbage can and get killed or something that, you know, like something trivial. And these is couples that like are together 15, 20 years, 30 years. Like in the research of this project, like I would find the younger couples would argue about like real heavy intellectual points. Yeah. Whereas like the older couples just like they already passed that stage, so they're about I ain't mad that you ain't carry this garbage can. And you left this here all the time.
Yeah. Like, how many times I gotta say this?
It's funny like the perspective of that, because you would think that it would be the reverse, isn't it?
Yeah.
You spend more time with the person, so you should be arguing about more intellectual points. Yeah. But I find like with them, they had already gone through these struggles of like having kids or being from a different era that like completely removed from social media.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that's another thing about this project too. Like, we grew up in the boom / heart / development of the internet era. We get to watch the internet be when you plug it in the wall with a little cable and your mother can talk on the phone when you play, to being able to like stream, watch TV, talk on the phone. Shoot a music
video from your phone.
You know, like all at the same time. Yeah. And then there's so much noise around that that sometimes like, and you would see it too, you would go to like cafes or you would go to a place and you would see couples, they're there, but they put their phone.
Yeah, they're not.
You know what I mean? Like they're not engaged. Not that they're not into the other person, but it's like there's so much distraction that I feel like kind of back in the days you were kind of forced to learn that person in a sense because you didn't have a lot of like distraction. And then you're raising kids too, so it's like you with this person every day kind of locked in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even if y'all like co-parenting, I know that's what we call it now. Yeah. Even back then, like if you're not together with your parents, you still there for the child. Mm-hmm. But now it's like you got so much distractions, man.
Distractions, and you can cheat the get to know you process because before I get to dinner with you at 7, I could have a look at social media and already know your favorite color and what music you like and all that stuff. So people come in armed, and it's like, this is not an authentic interaction of get to know you.
And then it's just also the thing of like, I feel we become caricatures of like stuff that we hear online. Yeah. So people points don't actually be their points. Yeah. They would hear something online. Well, you're a narcissist because you know, and it's like, yo, whoa, It's kind of like strange. There's a lot of therapy speak.
I was just gonna say, which I also got from online, is about weaponized therapy speak. Like,
and then when you talk to couples therapists, like he was telling me like basic stuff that we should all know. Yo, you should communicate with your partner, have the space to give them the grace to make mistakes. Yeah. Have open lines of communication. Yeah. Figure out what the issue. Yeah. Excuse me, like simple stuff. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I like that because one of the things we talked about that, and me and the camera man that shooting this big at Jared, we had an aha moment. He was like, all the healing you need to do in a relationship can't always be done alone, you know. There's some stuff that you figure out in a relationship. Yeah. So if you tell yourself you can make yourself heal to beating something, a lot of that healing comes with allowing the other person to show you that these things that you couldn't get from this other person were basic standard stuff. Yeah. But it was hard for that person because they weren't into y'all. Mm-hmm. And when he said that, I was like, that's crazy. Like, because almost backwards on social media, right? They tell you, man, I just working on myself. I want to be healed. The most healed version of yourself. And then when they come to like a fine love, but then it's like you kind of figure out life in that it's not a fairy tale like that, you know. Sometimes you're gonna meet somebody with 10 bags of baggage, and you only got 3. Yeah. But you know what? The fact that you have 3 allows you to kind of take away some of that load off of that person.
I know we can split the 13 across 4 hands.
It's not gonna be 50-50. You know what I mean? That's another thing a lot of couples told me. Like, if you think that relationships. And I'm laughing because like so much people told me it was just like I just made notes. So like if you think relationships are gonna be 50-50, you lying to yourself. Some years, and they were like years. Some years it's gonna be 40-60. Some years it's gonna be 10-90. Yeah. You know what I mean? And this is just like depending on different areas, you know. Could be that your partner at school and you the boy that making the money. It could be that both y'all working every day and they don't find time to talk at all. You know what I mean? Like you are responsible for making sure that you are y'all work, you know, and it was just like such a breath of fresh air because I feel like, again, I can speak for me because I don't want to talk for a whole generation, but I feel like we get like so latched up in I want this from this person. This is what I need from this person. Yeah. I need these things. I need to feel this way, and it needs to push me in this direction. Yeah. But it's like,
and it's very parasitic. You only know what you want out of it, and you are not willing to bring what they need as often as they need it, and will you still need things too? Yeah. So it's really, I don't know what it really is. It's interesting.
I think it just boils down to like communication. And I mean, communication is more than just a text or a call. Yeah, you know? Because sometimes you might be talking to somebody, but you are not there. Yes. You know what I mean? You still in that argument at work to that boy that you always telling about this one thing. Yeah. You're there physically. Yeah. You're mentally not there. Yeah. So I think like now, even when we go as a friend group, we got this thing where we put all our phones in a basket and just talk. Yeah. Because it's like
be present.
Like I may not see these people again for the next 2 weeks to a month. Yeah. And you know how much can happen in 3 days? Nothing's gonna happen in 2 days. You know what I mean? Exactly. You know, so
life is crazy.
We try to when we link as again, outside the relationship thing, no, like just as the friend group thing, just to like be locked in and kind of focus. And I think more couples need to practice that, man. I know I went on a tangent, but
I love a good tangent.
Yeah.
I love a good tangent because I wanted to ask at the end of the tangent, would you say then is love enough?
Based on what have been the research for this project, no, I don't think love is enough.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So if we had a jar and it has love in it, I know you're gonna put in communication. Put like 3 more things in it.
Grace. I would say you have to give the person that you meet your partner as, they won't stay that person because children, life might happen. They might lose somebody that's like a integral part. Grief is a big thing. You know what I mean? You got to kind of have grace to understand that you might initially sign up for the subscription at $8.99, but it might end up being $3 a month.
Them hidden charges.
You know what I mean? But it can still be of service to you.
Yeah.
At the higher price point. Just because like you can put a price on quality of people, of time, you know? And if you really find somebody that like locked in, especially like when you was talking to the couples in that like 30-year mark, it's like one of the key things that I took from those conversations was just the importance of not like dying alone or like being alone, you know what I mean? And like, you know, especially when you get to the point where the kids old, they grow up, they got the husband, and you finally, and they always talk about it, like they find time to just re-fall in love with each other again, because it's like the kids growing up. You know, we ain't got to worry about paying bills for them.
Yeah.
The only boy we got to worry about is the grandkids. You know what I mean? And at that point, you might see them. All depends on availability. You know.
So we put in companionship in the glass.
Yeah. So companionship, grace.
Yeah. Love, communication. So at least one
communication.
More.
I would say.
As you did your research and you think things through.
I would say being able to just be your authentic self too, you know? Like everything doesn't have to be like this cut tight thing. Cause I feel like, again, social media era, we gotta build together.
Yeah.
And you gotta be a boss.
Yeah. What do you bring to the table?
You know what I mean? And you know, I ain't cooking the meals or I ain't gonna do this thing, but it's like sometimes you just gotta realize that like roles might change on the day. You know what I mean? It might change on the hour. It might be a day that like, yo, like, and again, like, this project started off as such a light thing, but then as I got into it, there's so many different angles that I'd never really thought about. Like, a lot of like women were telling me about how having a baby changes your life and postpartum depression, and then the fact that sometimes their husband literally had to like pull the weight because they actually couldn't be there.
Yeah.
And then talking to the husbands and figuring out like, yeah, that was a tough period of time.
Yeah.
But it, you know, I created a bond with the kid through that, and then like, then you know, you talk about people that like not together and they still got to figure out how to co-parent.
And who start dating again.
You know what I mean? And then you know, you may not want this body around your child, and you know, it's just like so many different things. But then, no matter how complex the scenarios, it just all boils down to kind of figuring out where everybody's at.
Yeah.
And understanding like, okay, if I know this is gonna irritate you, as much as I want to do this thing, maybe I could just try to do it a different way. If you tell me you don't want a boy around your child, maybe I could create a space where my new partner isn't around your child as much as possible. Maybe in the beginning, maybe when we're more comfortable with each other, we could have a space where all of us could coexist. But like, sometimes it's like having hard conversations like that. I think we
compromise.
And then again, we talk about that in podcast too, right? Compromise is such a dirty word now.
Yeah.
It's like people hear compromise and they're like, nope.
Because again, we weaponizing boundaries.
Yeah, I know compromising for nothing I want in my way, but I don't think it's
some people's boundaries is selfishness in a trench coat to me.
You know
what? You did another rap.
Yeah, that one clean. I'm like, go get a ghost right there. The last version. But yeah, I think yeah, some people do come to you where we talk about factory settings, right? I think some people factory settings is toxicity.
Yeah.
Because again, they may have grown up seeing their parents or being in relationships that give them justice being toxic. So now they see that as their standard. And then you might come around as a well-adjusted person and be attracted to that because it might be new, whatever reason. And then you realize, okay, this ain't for me. I like how this feel. But this ain't doing me justice. Yeah, I might go walk away. You know what I mean?
You see that TikTok trend when they tell you this drained me? I'm like, well, y'all were in hell. But that's how you end up looking. At first, it's very exciting, very intoxicating.
Yeah.
But I read something one time and it was like, it's intoxicating because it's poison.
Yeah.
So...
It's alcohol because it is. It's drugs because it is.
It's drugs because it is.
Because it feels good.
Yeah. That's where you're drawn to literally things you are allergic to. When it reaches your body as a toxin, you get high. So in relationships, maybe that's the same thing. The longest tangent, but I had a blast.
Yeah, man. Great time.
Great timing to bring us to the last one I listened to, which was What a Hell of a Life.
Oh.
My first note was, okay, so it's not a sexy time playlist. And then I said, between Purdy and this track, I feel like you have a type. Even though you say in the song, it feels otherwise.
What's my type? Paula.
So I feel it would literally be like, I ain't got no type. Bad bitches.
Wow.
Like,
That's
I feel
so
like
funny.
you're describing this corporate body.
That's so funny.
I see it.
That's so funny. Maybe that was the pocket it was in at one point in time.
Okay.
But that hasn't really done much justice these days.
So you had a type.
Trying to pivot,
I know you're pivoting.
Trying to pivot. If you do something long enough, you're going to realize that, well, I can't keep getting burned like this. No, I mean, I do end up being very much into independent women that are like strong in personality and what they believe, because I am strong in personality.
Yeah.
And what I believe in. I think you got to stand for something in this life.
Yeah.
I don't really like pushovers in the sense of like, I don't mind the people in your life kind of having a different relationship to you, but I think like you got to kind of stand up for yourself and
10 toes down.
Yeah, and especially in such hard times where people want you to believe everything that they believe, and if you don't believe it, they can cancel you.
Yeah.
Or kind of like use politics to push you in a direction.
Yeah.
And you got to kind of stand for something. I mean, or you stand for nothing at all.
Fall for anything.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But shut up, all along with business over in the street for real though.
Well, you said we could get personal.
All my business over in the street. Well, people know you gotta take that's crazy. But yeah, what a hell of a life. I had actually wrote this song with like a 3-6 Mafia hook type kind of like involved. And at the time I was writing this song, I would go everywhere and lyric would have that, I'm too bad for your birthday. And I would be like, yo, I need a birthday song, because I seen the effect of it, you know what I mean? And then obviously you go back and there's like 50 Cent. You know what I mean? Go shawty, it's your birthday. So I was like, all right, cool. I can kind of like merge the ideas. Yeah. And I can do like a song for like girls. Because if you listen to the first verse, it's like, that is a girls' night out song. Yeah. The girls dancing, y'all doing shots of Casamigos, y'all having a good time. That's what the song is about. The song, even with the visuals for that, we trying to set it up in a way where it's like a bunch of girlies in their room getting ready to go dancing and enjoying themselves in your room.
Loving it.
And that's the visualizer for that. For that particular song.
Hook? I love that.
Milo. So Milo starts off the song. So Milo is a great artist, producer as well. He produced some tracks on my last project, Shadowboxing Demons in Babylon. Well, Milo is singing the hook and the beginning and the end. But I rap in the goes it's your what a hell of a life. That rap part is me.
Yeah.
But Milo is singing it. Nice. He has a nice little jazzy, and I think that would have been set because I was like, that'd be such an interesting contrast. Put jazz type vocals on like a very pop sounding, grungy, like down south type kind of energy. Yeah. So what a hell of a life for the girls, man.
Yes.
Go there, enjoy themselves.
So even though I listened to it backward, it's a story. And you were telling me off camera again, it's coming from individualism.
So it goes, Saturday, what a hell of a life. I need you. Pretty. Sue me. Forever.
Forever is live.
Yeah.
So it's about you then?
I think it's, again, all art for me, and I just did an interview about this, because they asked me what is storytelling to me. And I think sometimes storytelling could be fictional or autobiographical, in the sense that, like, I don't always need to tell stories about myself, but sometimes I could take something that might have happened to me and present it in like a fictional context, right? And then it's like it separates the parties, nobody personal business and involved.
Yeah.
But it's like it's also just like this one thing that I'll always do, no matter what kind of music I make, is like I'll have the spirit of hip hop in my music, and you can't deny that like it came from a culture like dancing and partying and movement. You know what I mean? Like the fundamental principles of hip hop: graffiti, dancing, MCing, DJing. I feel like missing one more, but like it's, you know what I mean? Like I feel like missing one off camera, like they trying to tell me what it is, but it's like those are the stuff that like my brother like would like show me, like the street graffiti art. You know what I mean? The breaking, the whole culture MCing, where like even before being a rapper, it'd be about how can you rock a crowd, and then the DJing was about how can you cut up these samples. And it's funny like how hip hop evolved, but it's always a storytelling narrative.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And this album is a storytelling narrative.
And it's interesting you get there, because I was listening and I was like, this would be a cool song, Trying Insecure. I would want to follow this now. You give it to a writer in that vein, and I see some cinema playing out.
Yeah.
I would like to see these stories come to life, not just in music videos. I want dialogue to it, I want everything. Yeah. So you can sleep on that.
And the great thing about this is too, like a lot of people, like again, this is a multimedia project. So on the other side of this, we got poems for all these songs as well.
Ooh.
So the poems were written by my boy Mar. His tag is The Dreamer. So he wrote a bunch of poems for this. And then I have a thing about voices. So on my last project, I did a poem that I wrote, but I got one of my friends who's a female poet to voice it. And that's on my actual project. So for this time around, I got her to voice some of the vocals for this. So when you see the songs, like we have a bunch of like different products we're gonna put on the social media page and on YouTube. But one of the things they're doing is like being at school, you know, they have these like 1 hour loop study sessions with the noise.
Yeah.
I'm actually putting together like a mixtape of something like that, where it's gonna be the songs, poems, voice notes from people that have sent me in the past.
Yeah.
And we putting it all together. I asked permission. And and we putting it all together as like this like 1 hour study loop that you can just play in the background. You know what I mean? So it's like for me, it's like building a world around the song and the project.
Yeah.
And
what's the album called?
Songs for Her.
Songs for Her.
Dollar Signs for Me.
Dollar Signs for Me.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. What do you want people to walk away with after their first listen?
Well, the original title of this album comes from one of my favorite British singers. His name is James Morrison. He has an album called Songs for Her, Truth to Me. And I think I kind of want the same motif for that. Like, each of these songs are written for women that I've met at different points in my life. Women that my friends have met at different points of life. Like, we're telling stories about our scenarios in it. But, and the songs are really homages to that. It's not necessarily about me, but how they made me feel and how I had to grow up in the world, realizing that I wasn't always right. It's actually a bit selfish. It was actually a bit, I need to fix this, you know? And then the dollar signs for me part is like, it sounds material, but really and truly, like as an artist, after the relationship is done, all we really can get from the music is some sort of like monetary gain, whether that's in the form of money or whether that's in the form of peace or whether that's in the form of like growth. It's like,
pay me for my pain.
That's what we get. You know what I mean? That's what we are left with from those scenarios. And it's not necessarily good or bad. It's just a matter of like just growing up and realizing like, all right, you know what? That's it. You know, I could do better next time. Yeah.
Final thoughts.
You asking me or you?
I asking you. We talked about a lot, like how it resonates.
How was the experience for you?
Of chatting about it?
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. Like, I came in just open-minded. I was like, I've never done anything like this. I yap with people for a living, but in terms of listening to an album and coming to share my feelings about it, I feel like it was good for me. Just a good.
Did you feel everything, like the R&B and the warmth?
Yes, 1,000%. I think that's why I keep calling it a sexy time playlist. It doesn't have to just be that, but it really does feel like that kind of the R&B that people my age, I'm 40, say we miss, where you really feel something in the music, even before you hear all the lyrics.
And that's great because it's like, you know, as an artist, you might set out to make something.
Yeah.
And you have I hope it sounds like this, you know.
Yeah.
But then when other people listen to it, you end up missing mark. But I'm glad that you, so far, for all these things that we've been doing and playing it for, you've been getting a reaction of, yo, this just feels like old R&B, you know what I mean? Like, I still in love with that R&B, like, you in the middle of the desert in a tracksuit singing to the girl, you know, like, or you by she window with a boombox, or you know what I mean, like shout out L. And then it's just like, like I like that aspect.
This is for the lover girls. This is for the girls who watched Dawson's Creek and saw Pacey throw rocks at the window to get her to open the window and come out and talk.
That's really the way with this project, you know, like, and I really did say songs for her like that because even with like the videos too, I really want to represent like just the motif of like dating here and going out and seeing things. Yeah. Like if I could just capture that in film, in filmography, videography, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. But I think is a project well done. And then talking to different people such as yourself. And like therapists.
I was nervous. He was like, I got questions for you too. I was like, ooh.
Yeah. I do. There's not no crazy question. It's right and it was just like asking you like, do you see any elements of like your own relationships and things that you've been through in like listening to the music too? How does that make you feel? Like, when you listen to music, do you experience it the same way? Yeah.
Okay, so as a chronic overthinker, I was thinking as I was listening to it, and obviously like experiencing someone's art, I was like putting myself into it in order to experience it fully, and not just being like theoretical about it. So as we were talking today about the person that inspired one of these songs, I was like, it kind of felt like me. It felt like me yesterday as I was listening, so it's fresh in my mind. It felt like me as you were talking. And so I remember recently someone said, I told a friend about you, for example, and I said, oh, okay. What he said, and he's like, no, you're too popular. So, so there was like a little reassurance in there. It's like, but you know what? There's somebody who likes what you give, who's not threatened by what you give, who's okay with being little spoon, you know? Not always, but they aren't threatened by you being out there and doing interviews like this. And there's a chance that, you know, I could say something about them because I'm always on camera. So I felt a lot of things. I really did feel the freedom in Saturday. Yeah. Maybe that's my favorite. I keep talking about it. And I could feel what you felt as you were talking about it.
I think everybody could relate to Saturday in the sense of like, maybe not to the extremes where I was at. Yeah. But just the sense of like, yo, like, I really need to just lock in and be like, and enjoy this moment of self. Yeah. You know? Yeah. I think we, as human beings, we're kind of like locked in scenarios since birth, like, you know, your parents, your grandparents, your friends, your family, your circles. And you kind of place in this place of like giving to everybody else. Yeah. But sometimes it's okay to be like, all right, no. Yeah. I'm gonna just do what if fishing or crochet work or cooking.
I call it like gotta be on my list of priorities.
Yeah. And you know.
Yeah. There's nothing selfish in that. It can't just be me on there. Yeah. But it has to include me.
Yeah. 100%.
Correct. But I just loved it. I loved listening to it. I will listen again. Yeah. I can't wait till I can share it.
Yeah, so we do a big launch party and stuff. Get everybody to come in their pink.
In all pink.
Yeah, you know.
Why pink with the themes that you're exploring?
You know, it's funny. Originally, when we talked about this, we were gonna go red.
Oh. Because that's the obvious choice for love.
Yeah, but then I felt like that was so cliche. And what I love about the color pink though, it's such a warm color, and I feel like it's like almost like a lukewarm color.
You know what I was thinking? You know, if you dilute red with white, it becomes pink. Yeah. So maybe like we could think about it like that, because you exploring a lot of different themes in love.
You see the point. Okay. I know it's so funny about that. Like, when I do the parties, I tell people wear pink or white. Because I find that some of the guys don't always feel comfortable wearing pink, one. And two, they just don't own nothing in pink.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it will always be the girlies that's calling the pink. They'll be like, I got pink. This.
We feel so
and they got that, you know? So yeah. So with that being said, I never thought about that, but that's cool. A cool way to look at it, you know. Like the colors dilute each other in a good way, or strengthen each other in a good way.
And the album is like a potpourri of love stories in a way, and like a mix up.
So when I can press for this thing and give a little show up on the side, you know, get the right time for me. Yeah. But once again, I love the way you look at the world, and I'm glad that you give us time in your very busy schedule. You know, I got gas it, you know. You got gas it, you know. Yeah, but one of the things that I really wanted to talk to you about was just like your appreciation for the arts. I could always see like whatever artist it would be, regardless of genre, whether it be like Lean R&B or the soca art plethora of soca artists that you create spaces for them to be themselves, and like you always have an attention to detail. I really appreciate, you know. So
it's amazing, because when I was 16, 1,000 years ago, before the internet, rubs knees, there was a magazine that came out when Hot FM launched, and it was called Hot Magazine Live. And my first little foray in journalism was writing about entertainers, and I don't think I've ever stopped. Like I had a show called The NCF Presents For the Culture with Paula Ann, and I talked to artists there. I did something on Y103 called Spoil Alert. I talked to artists there. And like as I go back in my memory, I was always talking to artists. And I feel like that's my role in the arts, to tell the stories of other storytellers kind of way. And even as I evolved in my studies, I learned the business of the arts. I did arts and entertainment management, and then a master's in creative arts, so that I can dispel the myth of the starving artist. And we can talk about your profitability and your PR and that kind of thing. So I just love it. So thanks for the invite again. It's just what I love to do. So I'm glad the passion is coming out.
And we can't say more than a thank you to Bliss Cafe.
Yeah, I love it here.
Us to use. I came here my second time. A couple times for breakfast. And the first time I came here, my first impression was, yo, where are they playing so much hip hop music? Not in a bad way, but it was like, I don't get that in Barbados. Like, you go and it'll be like soca, but this man playing, like some like, the Lauryn Hill and Fugees and Mos Def and Floetry, and it's like, what was going on? You know,
rap you play when you love rap.
And then I didn't really pay too much mind at it at first, because the food is amazing. You know the milkshakes, the waffles, the red velvet waffles.
Open up the kitchen right now.
Actually, you know what? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna in post. We're gonna. What's your favorite dish from Bliss Cafe? We sit down red waffles with the fried chicken.
You
know what I mean? So yeah, and I just came for the food. Food was great. And then I came the second time, and I was like, nah, I have to figure out why is this much hip hop music being played here? And then I talked to co-owner Ray with his wife, and we had a nice conversation. And he was telling me about his history in hip hop and stuff. And I was just like, yo, that is so beautiful. Like somebody that like appreciates the art. And I always had it in my head I would do something here. But for me, it's like I don't do things just to do things. It has to like make sense. So when I was working on songs for her, I was like, oh, I love the layout of the picture section, because if you've never been to Bliss Cafe, there's a section where you can come and take your selfies and your pictures, and it has its own like thing, you know, which we're
right here.
We're right there. And I was just like, yo, you know what? I would love to have a conversation with someone who is in the art space, who loves the artist, and then you know, we'll be like just looking doing it. And
yeah.
Of course, we're here.
Here we are.
You know, and I think, but yeah. So much love to Bliss Cafe and the whole team and the whole family. And he truly is a hip hop head.
Yeah.
Before we were shooting, we saw the records and the turntables and everything. So yeah, and the spirit of hip hop is like for me, just to close, it's just like the spirit of like independence. You know what I mean? Like watching these MCs come from poverty, sometimes nothing, to see Jay become a billionaire, to see, you know what I mean, if you go to the UK, to see like what Skepta, Gigs, and all those MCs did, like with the UK, and then even here in Barbados, to just see like so many artists start off as hip hop artists and or R&B artists, and then become superstars in soca, you know what I mean? Yeah, there's just something about hip hop. Like at one time, I can credit A$AP Rocky for this though. Like being a rapper was like being a basketballer. You know what I mean? Because back in the day, everybody want to be a basketball. Everybody want to play basketball to get with the hood, and then it turned into rap. I mean, I think now in today's era, streaming. I think everybody want to be a streamer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the rise of like Kais and that and Duke Dennis and them. But yeah, I would hip hop would always have a part in my like heart. Yeah. Because it just gave us so many moments, so many looks, so many. Like we was just talking about 106 and Park. Like, how many years since 106 and Park? And you know, and it's just so memorable. Like
I feel like yesterday watching the countdown. AJ and Free.
I put a little age on him, man. No, right? So I was watching Breakfast Club interview, and Keisha Cole was there, and she was like, "It was 20 years since she put out Love." You know, and that was like 20 years. I was 10 years old when that song debut on BT, bro. That is insane. I was like, I actually had to Google it. I was like, can't be 20 years. But she's doing a whole tour for that record. Yeah. I was just like, I just appreciate that. Like, you know, the other genres, if you look at rock, if you look at rock and roll, R&B, reggae, like, people only really get a good pocket of like 10, 20 years in the space. Yeah. You know, rock a little longer. But hip hop is still a fairly young genre, you know what I mean? I think they said they only celebrated 50 years of hip hop like last year, give or take. So it's like to see that it's such a young genre, but it's changed so many like people's lives, people of our color's lives. I'm just thankful to be, and for me, I get to do something real cool where I get to integrate Barbadian culture into the music and add my kind of voice to the ethos, you know.
And not at the expense of your Barbadianness and your Barbadian identity.
Yeah, I love that. And I always say like we argue about a Bajan should sound like this or a Bajan should look like this, but I think it's all of us.
Yeah, you know but we aren't one-trick ponies.
We are the people who went abroad and come back. We are the people who stay here our whole life. We are the people that find a way to survive in situations that ain't the best. You know what I mean? And that's one thing about Caribbean people in general. Yeah. But one thing that I love about Barbados is just like, we met with own words. You know what I mean? Like for things that never exist before. You know, we just do things that people is look at we initially and be like, but then years later, they'll be doing it in their things. You know what I mean? And then you see like trendsetters like what Rihanna did in the space of music. You know what I mean? Like, I think I see a Rihanna clone online almost every day. And not in a bad way, but just
I know what you mean though. She's the prototype.
Look, culture, songs. Yes. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, small island but big dreams. You know what I mean?
That's the one.
We got that influence, and I think that's a good place to wrap this up. So once again, we have the lovely Paula here. Thank you for coming on again. The album will be maybe might just time we stop telling people dates. So,
I love a good commitment.
I'm looking at August, September, you know, but you know, even if it comes out later, I feel like music lives in its own space. Yeah.
I wish you were a Real Housewives fan so I could make a joke. She by Sheree, and she would always say it's coming out spring, summer, September, and it never came out, by the way.
That is so funny.
That's not you.
That is so funny. But yeah, great, lots of laughs.
Yes, we had a good time. Lots of smiles. Yes.
And I like that we could add this to the
to the world. Yes. Yeah. And thank you for giving of yourself to the world in this way.
I appreciate that. We need you. I was actually super scared about being so like genuine in my music. Cause I was like, yo, why does the boy hit me up? Yo, this song with me. Why I can do that. I don't just tell myself.
We gonna see.
I can just say it. I don't even talk about it. Avoidance.
That's Scorpio energy.
Wow.
On that note.
Thank you.
Thank you too.